is a journey into worlds that promise us adventure and unforgettable experiences. But how often have we been drawn in by flashy trailers and big announcements, only to end up disappointed? The world of gaming publishers is a stage where more is often played than just the games themselves. Today, we're looking behind the curtain. We'll explore how hype is created, why some promises fall flat, and why we still keep falling for them. But don't worry, it's not all negative. There are also positive surprises that show us that sometimes even the boldest expectations can be exceeded. Let's dive into the world of gaming together and find out which stories truly captivated us, and which just threw sand in our eyes. The hype machine, a tried and true formula to fuel excitement among gamers. An epic trailer, dramatic music, and promises that make us believe the next game will change our lives. Remember Watch Dogs? The trailer promised a vibrant city with stunning graphics and revolutionary hacking mechanics. The reality? A graphical downgrade and a game world that wasn't quite as lively as we were led to believe. Then there was Aliens, Colonial Marines. It was billed as the ultimate alien shooter, but when it released, it felt more like being stuck in a B-movie, complete with massive bugs and terrible AI. Sometimes disappointment hits us like a bolt out of the blue. Take Mass Effect Andromeda, for example. A game that promised us a new chapter in the Mass Effect universe, with improved animations and an intense story. Instead, we got awkward facial animations, confusing dialogue, and a gameplay experience that felt like it was stuck in development. Or remember Anthem? A huge project from BioWare that promised epic adventures in a new sci-fi universe. The reality? Endless loading screens, repetitive gameplay, and a story that wasn't nearly as compelling as the trailers made it out to be. But not all stories end badly. Some games manage to truly surprise us and exceed expectations. Control from Remedy Entertainment, for example, almost flew under the radar, but surprised everyone with its innovative physics engine, gripping story and atmosphere, making it a real hidden gem. Then there's Hades from Supergiant Games. What began as a small indie title quickly became one of the best roguelikes of all time. Why? Thanks to great gameplay, a deep story, and intense character development, proving that games don't need massive budgets to be successful. And how could we forget Nier Automata? Despite a limited budget, the game delivered an emotional and profound story that still resonates with players today. Often, great things come from small moments. Days Gone, for instance, received mixed reviews at launch, but continuous updates and improvements have helped it build a loyal fanbase. Then there's No Man's Sky. A launch disaster, but a prime example of how a studio can completely turn a game around through dedication and continuous updates. Or look at Hello Neighbor. It started as an indie project and became a cult classic due to its creative ideas and a committed community. Despite some technical issues, smaller developers are often affected by the same challenges, but they've shown they can turn things around. Two of the biggest misunderstandings in recent gaming history, no doubt Battlefield 2042 and Cyberpunk 2077. Let's start with Battlefield 2042. Fans have been waiting for the series to return to a modern conflict setting, and the trailer raised huge expectations. Massive battles, stunning destruction, and the classic Battlefield feel in a modern world. But at launch, it quickly became clear that reality wasn't quite as shiny. The game was plagued by bugs, and the hovercraft became the unintended main attraction. It could suddenly drive up walls and seemed invincible. A balanced disaster that drove many players mad. And then there's Cyberpunk 2077, a game that was supposed to be the next big step in the RPG world. The promises were enormous, a vibrant city where every decision matters, deep RPG mechanics, and endless possibilities. But the final product was, to put it mildly, a technical disaster. The game was full of bugs, characters stuck in T-poses, NPCs running endless loops, cars falling through the ground, and sometimes entire characters just disappearing. The internet memes came fast, from T-pose glitches to NPCs behaving like zombies. It was a full-blown meme explosion. Which of these two disappointments frustrated you more? In the end, the question remains, why do we keep falling for the hype? Why do we let ourselves be dazzled by flashy trailers and big announcements, even when we know that reality often turns out to be different? Part of this fascination lies in the nature of gaming itself. Games are more than just entertainment. They are escapes, communal experiences, and forms of creative expression. They allow us to dive into new worlds, live adventures we can only dream of in our daily lives, and do things that are impossible in reality. This allure is strong, and the idea that the next game could offer us an even more intense experience is enticing. Additionally, the gaming industry is incredibly skilled at catering to these expectations. From the first teasers and trailers to big presentations, at events like E3 or Gamescom, everything is designed to heighten our anticipation. The music, the graphics, the promises, they play with our emotions and create an image that makes us believe the next game will be better, bigger, and more exciting than anything we've experienced before. But it's not just about the publishers and their marketing strategies. It's also about us, the players. The gaming community thrives on enthusiasm and excitement. We exchange our expectations in forums and on social media, discuss trailers and analyze every detail. We love being part of the hype, sharing that collective anticipation, and looking forward together to what might come next. It's almost like a ritual, a moment when the gaming community draws closer together. These moments of anticipation are not only enjoyable, they also provide a space for creativity. Fans create their own concepts, memes, and fan art, speculate about the story and the mechanics, and in doing so, they build their expectations even further. Hype can be inspiring, it can generate a positive energy that draws us in and excites us for what's to come.
Feed us.
But this is where the problem lies. In this wave of excitement, we tend to lose our critical senses. We want to believe in the promises, even when we know reality often turns out differently. We see only the potential, the great ideas and concepts, not the risks that lie behind them. And even when we've been disappointed before, we often believe that this time will be different. We forget the lessons of the past and set our hopes high once more because the feeling of anticipation is simply too good to give up. In the end, it's a constant cycle of hope and disappointment. We are willing to engage again because there's always the chance that the next game will truly change everything. And sometimes that actually happens. We get a game that exceeds our expectations and proves that hype doesn't always mean empty promises. These experiences keep us in the game. They are the reason why we continue to wait for the next big announcement. So what can we learn from this endless hype trap? How can we better prepare ourselves the next time a big announcement is made, so we don't fall for empty promises again? First, it helps to approach things with a healthy dose of skepticism. Trailers and announcements are primarily marketing tools designed to play on our emotions and raise our expectations. Looking at these with a critical eye helps us not to get too caught up in the glossy surface. This doesn't mean we have to give up the excitement of new games, but it does mean being more mindful and reflective about our expectations. At the same time, we should recognize and support the value of transparency and honesty in game development. Developers who are open about their progress, challenges, and realistic expectations build trust. Studios that involve the community in the development process and consistently respond to feedback show that they are committed not just to the promises of their marketing campaigns, but to actually delivering a quality game. Games like No Man's Sky and Final Fantasy XIV have demonstrated that it is possible to win back the hearts of players even after a rough start, when developers are open and committed to their community. It's also important to be cautious with pre-orders. Many of us are often tempted to buy a game before it's even released because the trailers and announcements are so exciting. But pre-ordering is a risky game. It means putting our money into a product we haven't yet seen or tested. Instead, we might resist the temptation to pre-order and wait until the game is released, when real reviews and impressions are available. This way, we can make a better informed decision and ensure that our expectations align with reality. Moreover, we as players can take responsibility for our own decisions. By taking the time to research, listen to different opinions, and calibrate our expectations, we can keep our excitement for new games without being swept up blindly by the hype. Remembering that no game is perfect, and that mistakes can happen, and that a bit of patience often saves us from major disappointments. Despite all the caution we should exercise, we shouldn't forget that the anticipation for new games is also a positive part of gaming culture. This excitement brings us together as a community. It creates moments of joy and exchange. It's important to enjoy this energy, but also to understand that it can be fleeting. A great feeling, but one that should sometimes be questioned. Ultimately, it's about remembering why we play in the first place, because we love diving into fantastic worlds, overcoming challenges, and experiencing stories that move us. If we focus on these fundamental joys of gaming and approach the hype with a critical mind, we can keep our passion alive while staying excited for what's to come. So what do you think? Will you be more cautious the next time there's a big hype? Or will you continue to enjoy the excitement? Will you reconsider pre-orders or keep hoping for the best? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the discussion going. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future content. See you in the next video.